Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the grand finale of the mysterious death of Madame Marcardi. We have lots to cover tonight, so let's jump in with looking at the clues that Mr. W, my former employer, I was his butler, and again, the butler didn't do it, but let's look at the clues that you've seen thus far that Mr. W is keeping in mind for the solution to the case. There was the box from Thomas T. Bivens, who we've learned is a private eye, that was found in her bag. The mysterious gray cap that we've now learned belonged to a film canister. The murder weapon, a knife with a uniquely carved handle that seemed to belong to a carving set, fork and knife, with a fork with a matching carved handle that is in the pantry of the house. A film canister that was burned and remnants of a burned negative. Pieces of a burnt check. A burned letter from Thomas Bivens that seemed to indicate that he had information on the guests that were attending the dinner. This was a breakdown of some of the guests that led to that conclusion. A letter signed from the madam that seemed to be talking about money and keeping quiet, which Mr. W deduced was something about blackmail. A rope found on the patio, a rope long enough to reach the Countess's window above. And the rope also was similar to one that Mr. W kept in the pantry. The Madame Marcardi's black cloak and hood that she wore was found in a hallway closet. There was a tear in the back, most likely made by the knife, and bloodstains around the tear. However, when they found the body in the room, Madame Marcardi was not wearing her cloak. A blood-stained apron, very similar to the kind of apron that Jenny was wearing throughout the evening. A clock, an electric clock, in the Countess's room. The Countess's room was adjacent to the room in which they found Madame Marcardi. The clock was stopped shortly after 7:20. The reason for its stopping: it had been ripped from the wall. The plug had been ripped from the wall, from the socket below the window of the Countess's room, that also mysteriously was not fully closed. Mr. W also learned that earlier in the day, when the Countess went to her room, the clock was working. A check stub that was found at the foot of the table at which Madame Marcardi had been doing her tarot cards. The number on the check stub matched part of the number that was still on the burnt piece of check that was left in the fireplace. And a clue that you are seeing for the first time, it will be the last scene before the reveal, a handkerchief with a blood stain and the letter G on it. Let's see how that was found, by whom, and what the amateur sleuth Mr. Worthington had to say about it.
And where did you find this?
Just outside the library entrance.
A woman's handkerchief.
Our 3 female suspects came to this room.
Indeed. There's dried blood upon it, and the initial G.
For Gina, the real name of Miss Dupree?
Perhaps.
I'm telling you, the whole ditzy actress persona is likely an act itself. She did it. She went upstairs to confront the mother, who abandoned her. Regina, in her usual coldness, ignored her and drove the abandoned child into a fit of rage that made her take the knife and stab her.
A knife that Miss Dupree decided to bring with her from the pantry for what purpose? No, my friend. If I believed that, I could also believe you just as much a possible suspect. It's time to join the others in the parlor so I can reveal the truth.
You mean you know?
Of course I know, my friend. Like our chess games in this very room today, I have deduced the killer, or killers, every move and beaten them at the game.
Or killers? What?
Mr. Worthington gathered the guests into the parlor, and here we go.
Thank you all for indulging me. I thought it best, before Fendleton eventually returns with the police, which could be hours with the bridge out, that I put to you the solution to this case. I dare say we would not want any negative publicity for Senator Prant here.
Thank you for your thoughtfulness, Frederick.
Oh, not at all. Now, one thing that was a challenge tonight was the odd behavior of the madam,
I'll say.
especially when she briefly appeared in the hallway during dinner. The Countess saw her, and Jenny, you did as well, which means that only three possible people could have committed the crime. Those that left the dining room after the madam's appearance. First, Jenny, you saw her at the top of the stairs, but your right arm was compromised, and the time between seeing the madam and us seeing was too brief. Alexis, you went to a room, but the door was closed, and you didn't go in as you claim. Finally, Countess, you went to retrieve your ring, but by then the madam was already dead, as you have claimed.
Yes, she was already dead, and you know why I did not dare tell you at the time. The last time I saw the madam alive was when she passed here during dinner.
But what did you actually see? Did you see her face?
No, come to think of it, I did not. She had that massive hood up of her back cloak.
Exactly. The black cloak, which I discovered in a closet at the top of the stairs. It had a tear in the back and bloodstains, meaning the madam was stabbed with it on.
Are you suggesting she got stabbed, came down here for Lord knows what, went back upstairs, put her cloak in the closet, then collapsed on the floor in her room? I may have not practiced medicine for quite some time, but I can assure you that did not happen.
No, it did not. I agree. No, the person who passed the dining room in the madam's cloak was none other than...
The actress!
What?
No. It was the cook, Jenny Belfour.
What? I saw her too. I talked with her. You heard. Then I was down here the rest of the night serving all of you.
We heard you saying words to the air. We never heard the madam reply. No, you pretended the conversation as you quickly removed the cloak and your blood-stained apron and hid them in the closet. I am sure in the time that elapsed while the Admiral and I were in the library, you have discreetly destroyed them.
This is ridiculous.
Oh, it is not. And even if you managed to hide or destroy the cloak and apron, you failed to remember you dropped this.
The handkerchief! But the G is for Gina.
What?
No, Miss Dupree would not carry around a handkerchief in public with a G for her name. It would be an A for Alexis to maintain her stage name. No, this is G as in Genevieve, Jenny's full name. I am sure forensic testing of the blood on the handkerchief will be a match for Madame Marcardi. You likely used it to wipe the blood from your fingers that happened perchance when you removed the madam's cloak to play her part.
Frederick, you said yourself she didn't have enough time to stab the madam.
No, she did not. No, Jenny only needed to pretend to be the madam after the death of Madame Marcardi to establish an alibi for herself and her accomplice tonight, the actual murderer.
I didn't know the madam. I didn't know anyone here until tonight. I wasn't even supposed to be here.
Another lie, Genevieve. You apparently came as a substitute for my regular chef, Eleanor. You claimed to be her mentee and that she was ill. However, I remember earlier today your interaction with the Admiral. It was evident by your reaction that you did not know Eleanor or her preferred name, Nori, at all.
You know, I swear I don't have any clue what you're talking about.
No. You only painfully scolded your own arm to have a reason to go upstairs, and it was during that time that the madam appeared with the rest of us in the dining room to see it. You were the only one who could have donned the disguise while the rest of us sat there, and you cleverly established the killer's alibi.
If you are correct, Frederick, then the only one who went upstairs before the madam appeared was...
My dear friend, the Admiral.
I never met Jenny or Genevieve before tonight.
I know you did not, my friend. I doubt that you ever met her hiking or in a restaurant. Or perhaps skiing, as Senator Kent did.
What?
Oh, yes. I pay close attention to details, Senator.
Did you pay close attention to details? We learned that the senator was a skier, and we learned that Jenny was a skier. Coincidence? Let's continue watching.
Mr. Worthington, I told you I only ski in Colorado.
Oh, please. Your protestation now is as laughable as when I tripped you earlier.
I never met her on the slopes or anywhere.
I wish that was the case, but earlier tonight you gave yourself away.
How so?
I introduced our chef tonight as Jenny, and in your presence we all referred to her as Jenny. Yet at dinner, when she brought news of your call, you said, "Thank you, Genevieve."
That's right. None of us knew her real name.
You would only know her as Genevieve if you knew her before tonight.
No. I told him when I brought him to the kitchen for the phone call.
He said those words before you exited. Oh, and yes, the call. How odd a phone call was received when the phone lines were down.
I was on a phone call, I swear. Perhaps the phone lines were downed later.
The phone lines came down after the storm? I find that hard to believe.
I find all of this hard to believe and preposterous.
I'm finding all of this very hard to follow, truth be told.
I'm sorry, Frederick. I know you don't want to suspect the Admiral any more than I do, but I never saw the senator go up the stairs.
Thank you, Countess.
Oh, no. He did not go up the stairs, but he went upstairs for sure.
How? Levitation?
No, he went out on the lanai and climbed the rope that Jenny had secured through the window above, in the room where the Countess was staying. It adjoined to the room in which the madam was sitting.
Oh, please. And when did I do this? When I was playing Madame Marcardi?
No, earlier, when I asked you to see if the madam wanted dinner in private. I doubt you ever asked her. No, she was anxiously awaiting a different visitor than you. You secured the rope from the pantry and had it hidden in your apron, no doubt, when you went up.
This is getting more ridiculous by the moment.
No, Senator, it is not ridiculous. Earlier tonight, you said you were an experienced rock climber, sir. Scaling the outside wall would be nothing for you. Then there was the clock.
The clock?
Yes, the one in the Countess's room that, according to the Countess, was working just fine at 4:30, but then was stopped at 7:20 something when we found it.
Oh, right.
Because you, Senator, in your haste crawling through the window, stepped on the plug, knocking it from the outlet, 5 minutes after you were left for your apparent call, a call that Jenny conveniently answered.
I did no such thing. I never set foot in Madame Marcardi's room.
No, I disagree. When the Admiral and I announced we had found Madame Marcardi dead, we never mentioned the tarot cards set up on the table. Yet, you suggested an intruder killed her while she sat reading her tarot cards. No, unless you are truly a psychic, you would only know of the tarot cards set up if you were there, in the room, as the victim knew you would be.
This is truly absurd.
Wait, what do you mean as Madame Marcardi knew he would be? Was she psychic after all?
Hardly. No, the madam's psychic ability was her means to her true moneymaker, blackmail. I knew it, the Countess knew it, and the Senator knew it, as he was her latest victim. Recall the bizarre exchange that they had during her telling of his future.
Senator Brandt, you will continue to have a long career in the Senate. But wait, there's a dark cloud that looms. However, a chance to avoid danger will present itself, and you will succeed if you choose to follow it.
I assure you, I will do anything to succeed. Anything else? I'm always generous for any help I can get.
Oh, it is clear to me that yes, you will make the right choice and all will be well.
But aside from you, dear friend, No one knew that Madame Marcardi was coming here tonight.
Yes, no one was supposed to know, but I had told the madam who was coming, and she set her own plan into action for tonight.
Ah,
Recall the contents of her bag, my friend. Correspondence from Thomas Bivens, and the cap that belonged to the burned plastic canister, and the other contents that the senator tried but failed to fully destroy the fireplace.
incredible.
I'll say.
Madame Marcardi had photos and information on the senator she had gotten from her assistant, a PI, Mr. Bivens. Perhaps photos of the married athletic senator with his mistress, Genevieve, who he met on the slopes. Madame Marcardi knew who my guests would be, and she must have informed the senator he could make payment tonight for her silence. But he and his mistress had other plans. The madam's cryptic conversation with the senator during his fortune assured the madam she would get her reward.
Just rewards are more like it.
Wow.
I still...
Recall the check stub on the floor that matched the first check in the fireplace. The senator distracted the madam with the check as he literally stabbed her in the back. He ripped the check from her dead greedy hand, but the corner remained. He smashed her watch and set the time forward to further his alibi. Finally, he wrote the W in blood on the tarot cards, and the setup of tarot cards he only knew of from seeing it in the room. He made his way back to the parlor, leaving the wet prints, burned the blackmail material on the fireplace. Almost. Then returned to dinner. Then Jenny completed the rest of the deception.
Very clever, Mr. Worthington. But bridge or no bridge, Jenny and I will be leaving now.
But Doug.
Quiet.
A gun. Well, why didn't you just shoot her then?
You would have heard the shot. I have no silencer, but I have enough bullets to finish off the lot of you.
You will never get away with it.
You figured it out, Mr. Worthington. But she deserved to die. You know it.
She was deserving of jail time, yes, but you are not her judge, jury, and executioner.
We will see. No one will ever prove a thing. By the time you have time to explain anything to the police, we will be on a private jet to parts unknown.
I doubt that. You see, I too can be quite deceptive, and the bridge is just fine. Isn't that right, Sheriff?
What?
The sheriff has been standing there with Fendleton this entire time, and his men have the house surrounded, as Fendleton and I planned.
I told you this was crazy.
Shut up.
Bravo, Frederick.
I want the film rights.
Checkmate, Frederick. Checkmate.
Indeed, my old friend.
Hey,